And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gulfstream Park. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you as we kick off another three-day racing week here at the Sunshine Meet. We've got stakes action throughout the weekend, two-year-old stakes action, the beaches, the Hollandale and the Hollywood today and tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Good races as well. Off the turf today, unfortunately. Heavy rains yesterday, heavier rains, I guess, on Tuesday. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it is. Can we...
That time of year.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't hear my mic for some reason. Yeah, unfortunately, it's that time of year right now where just the hurricane season. Luckily, knock on wood, we've been very lucky with no hurricane threats, but we're sure getting the rain.
Getting the rain.
Yeah.
I can always hear you, by the way.
Of course you can. Yeah, because you're with me every single day for the last 3 years.
You know, it's an exciting time, though. Our sister track Santa Anita opens today.
Yeah.
And we're going to promo it in the lightning round. We got a couple wagers. Well, one, the Coast to Coast is back, and then a new wager, the Sunset 6, a very player-friendly wager. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. But the Rainbow here today in Hollandale Beach at Gulfstream, $100,000 in the estimated jackpot. That grew pretty quickly after really just 2 days of racing because, boy, if you want to talk rain, how about Sunday? And people always, you're going to run on the turf? You're going to run on the turf? Have you been watching what's happening down here?
Right.
We had to cancel Sunday, the last 5 races. It was so bad. So we've got a $100,000 carryover, estimated jackpot today. There's a carryover, very healthy. Ronnie with a ticket a little bit later on. But early pick 5 kicks off in the opening leg. And again, we're off the turf today, so we'll go to 5 furlongs. Let's take a look at my early 5 ticket, and then we'll get back to a fun one on maiden special weight. 3 deep here. Back-to-back singles for me in race 2 and in race number 3. And then it was spread a little bit to kind of get out of this sequence. Race 4, the top pick. Now, I lost back-to-back top picks in these 2 spots. That that was a bummer to me. I wanted to at least play against the 2 first-timers in race 4 on top, but I do scratch into the 5, Pax Mundi, and in race number 5, I lose my long shot, so I scratch into another scratch into the 5, and that is Omo 10 Girls. Probably going to be a short price in there. Like I said, scratch into her for a very hot Jose Castro barn. $18 on this early pick 5. It's also the Tropical Tapita pick 3, and my partner's got that ticket right there.
Yeah, no singles here, Brian. And we'll get into this race in just a moment. You got to go all the way down to race number 6 for the $35,000 maiden claiming event. I do have the 11 on top, and then in the finale, which is both in the Sunset 6 and Coast to Coast, I have the 8 on top. I was looking for Caholo? Possibly, yeah. The Knicks Go offspring for Nick Palmer on the class drop, so $36.
Big drop there for that one.
Big
Showed
one.
speed against Maiden Special Weight Company, now the biggest drop in all of racing. Let's get back to the opener now. Again, we're off the turf in this Maiden Special Weight. 3-year-olds and up go at it. We just have a scratch of the long shot to 5. Shirhan is out of this race. And same top pick on top for us. It's a guess on the Tapeta. It was a guess on turf, although this horse was bred for it. It's more the Jose Castro barn to me.
Yeah, that's very fair. The blinkers go on today. I don't really read too much about that too much, but I do think that it's good to note that this horse was taking on some decent New York bred competition that time of year, and Blasix goes on for the first time today. I think he's got a little bit more speed than he showed on his first 2 races, but he seems like the one in this group.
Yeah, new face is not a bad thing. Now the layoff is 362 days, so you know this is your morning line second choice on the morning line. Regardless, you want to make sure this horse is taking money.
Right.
Not a good sign if he's not very early in the betting, and he is. So that is a positive sign. You know, Broken Sound, the 3, to me at least, had no chance on turf, but now on the Tapeta, I would move this horse way up. Victor Barboza, 1 for 31 first turf. Now Tapeta, a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll take a look at a work because 2 of these work together. The 3 and the 7 work together. Now, the 7, I don't foresee having a lot of a chance here. That's K. I think this horse needs about 2 miles and maybe jumping over things. The inside Broken Sound, though, you see that he's very, very forward here. He does everything in an easy way, just in a handhold, which is what you want to see from the gate. I love the fact that this is the work coming into this race. I really do like whenever they breeze from the gate right before they run, and this horse did it here. And yeah, this was very straightforward. You can't do it easier than this, so this is a good sign. You can see you don't really need. I would fall out of the chair if the 7 won here.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Miguel Vasco is going to ride the 3 down on the inside. Not a good post for Super Document, but it's Cassie. It's a Live Oak homebred, and it's Edgar Zayas.
Well, let's show you what happened here in this breeze, because I wouldn't bet this horse at all. Because you look at him here, he's on the inside. Look at how he's just eyeballing the rail here. I mean, he's just sideways this whole breeze, just looking. Now, even whenever they kind of ask him, he's still just jumping up and down on the dirt. Obviously, he's not a dirt horse here, but I don't like the way he was eyeballing that inside rail. And now we draw the rail. To me, I think we'll need a little bit longer. You can see he's still just looking. He's got his head cocked. That's not something you want to see, and that's not something you want on debut either.
Not when you're drawing the inside either, for
sure.
So we'll see. Nice pedigree. The Dam one really couldn't run, but she's kin to 3 really nice ones, including a $1 million earner. Race 2 kicks off the early. Pick 4, we'll run that back a little later. We are a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. 12.5, 2 L's here for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch out the long shot, the 9 Gemstone Warrior. You're on the inside with Coercive.
I know Boucheros are not really known for stretching out to the 2 turns, and that's the exception more than the rule with them, or the rule more than the exception with them. But this horse, I think, is the exception because he was one of the bigger offspring of Bouchero that I've seen, Brian. I just, from seeing him on debut, I always thought he just had so much size to him, and now we'll get 2 turns. So can he handle it physically? He looks like he's going to just fine, but now it's just a matter of will the pedigree kick through. We know that Boucheros can run on the Tapeta all day long. It's just a matter of that.
Boston Harbor on the bottom's not going to give him a lot of distance either. But maybe, he's kind of been stuck in neutral sprinting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So gets a weight break with Gilbert Torres in the irons as well. I'm right next door with your second pick. This is my best bet of the day. Try to make sense. I mean, you could argue that he was the best horse anyway. And now we drop and we go to Jose D'Angelo, who, I certainly don't know when he got this horse, but there's been 3 works since his last race. I like that too. too.
Yeah, and anything that moves into the Jose
Yes.
D'Angelo barn, you have to take note of.
And he gets Ed Guard as well, so he's going to be a short
Yeah.
number in there. Dream Scheme is the 6. Sebastian Polgaren going to get the first win sooner than later, and he's now had this horse for 2 starts.
Yep, and look, he's just back in the exact same spot. He ran okay last time, just middling second place finish.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this race, but more so I think that he's probably just going to fill out your exotics.
Yeah, underneath to me as well. Race number 3, 12-5 maiden claimer on a fast main track. 5.5 furlongs here for 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean 8-pack in here. You're down on the inside again.
Wait.
3 Little Birds. I think I played this horse last time. He keeps getting the rail, and he keeps breaking dead last.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I have the 7 on here.
Oh, there you
Sorry,
go.
guys.
7, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Was I going crazy? I did see a 1 there, didn't I?
Yeah. No. It's always been 7.
Oh, that was
okay.
your picks for last race.
Yes. Yep. Sorry.
Gators
so,
Rain?
Yeah.
Whoa.
This horse worked really
Okay.
good on the dirt course. Now it was September 14th, the last breeze. He just trucked along. This is a big ask, and it's not a tough field to handle by any means. And I know I saw it with my own eyes on XBTV. If you want to take a look at that workout, he's handled it just fine. He's got speed. We have Skylar Spanabel aboard. Let's just go to the front and see how far we can take him.
Well, there's no world beaters in here.
Nope.
There's 2 huge favorites. Maybe the morning line maker missed this horse, but nobody's ever bet this horse. So
No,
we'll see,
I don't
know.
think you missed him. Yeah.
2 huge favorites and then nobody else in
That's
this
the
race.
thing, yeah.
And one of those huge favorites is the 2 Valued Cajun, who has not been out since October 25th of last year.
Yeah, not ideal,
Not
but
ideal.
you look at a couple of layoff lines this horse has had in the past, and he runs well fresh. And like you
Right.
said, there's no world beaters in this race.
No, Senior Money's the other one, and he's a very, very 40 cents on the dollar.
Yeah,
couldn't get it done last night. Your horse has got some speed, so we'll see. There is other speed.
Yeah,
in
we
here,
can.
but-
Do you want to show the replay, the Senior?
Oh yeah, the
Money
Senior Money Valid Sense race
Yeah,
as well.
because this is why Senior Money to me could be a play against today. We'll look at him as they come down the stretch here. He never switched into his right lead, and at 2-5, like you could just see kind of how much he shortened up in the stretch. Now, Valid Sense, was his horse against it being on the rail? I don't know, but I think the main thing I wanted to show here is the 8 just never switches leads,
No,
and it's hard to play a horse like that.
Very tough to trust kind of horse, to be sure. That's why if Value Cajun has anything left in the tank, he's going to win. Point blank, but the layoff and then all of a sudden coming back at the bottom is a big, big worry. 3 down, 6 to go. We'll take a little break here. When we come back, Rainbow 6 time, $100,000 in the estimated jackpot. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you here. 9-race Friday card. We've got a stakes for the 2-year-olds coming up, and that's smack dab in the Rainbow 6 as well. So $100,000 in the estimated jackpot. Ronnie is going to be out here for race 1. Let's take a look at his ticket and see what's got going on here.
Well, Ronnie's here. He didn't retire.
Ronnie's here.
Rainbow Ron with his pick 6. It's a 38-40 play, and you got to go all the way to race 8 for his single. And that is Tessellate. I'm with him on Tessellate today. I think that she'll like a dry track, hopefully, at that time of day at 4:37. And the finale, it's a tough one. It spread race for him. He has Star Prince in the mix. Don't Fire Joe, Cadence, and Caholo. As we mentioned earlier, that horse looks pretty sharp there.
Yeah.
Race 6 is a spread race. I do agree there. It's a tough one.
There's some definite races in this sequence, on this card for that matter, you can have a lot of fun with. Race 6 might be one of them, to be sure, because that is a wide open race. It's now on the Tapeta, obviously. So $38.40 for Ronnie, $100,000 in the estimated jackpot. It kicks off with a difficult race. 2-year-olds in a maiden special weight. We'll stretch them a bit to 7 furlongs today. Scratch out the 6, Candy Addiction. That was actually my top pick. We're going to have two, what I would assume, strongly favored first-time starters. You'll go with the 4, Bull by the Horns, who we've been able to start getting some workouts. That's very, very
so exciting.
Golf clappable.
Yes, it is. We'll look at the work too, because you give him an A+ for the company he was keeping in this race, because this is Strategic Reserve on the inside, who was a very easy first-time out winner. Now I know in the stakes race he didn't fire, but being a son of Munnings, I'm worried about the distance, and I think he got exposed there with that. But Bull by the Horns on the outside, the son of Essential Quality, worked very straightforward. Of course, he didn't work as easy as Strategic Reserve, but Strategic Reserve had already won his first race at that point.
Right.
There is nobody in this race that could sniff Strategic Reserve.
I think he got it backwards. He got exposed, and then he also probably can't run that far either.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, they went crazy in that race, so
that
it's,
was,
be a little hard on both of those heavy favorites. But yes, I don't disagree with that. He's worked with a horse that was very, very good at first.
On debut,
absolutely. So Bull by the Horns, you can't make anything with these jocks, and Edgard lands on Pax Mundi. His works, at least, on paper, have been strong. They paid a lot of money for him. It is Edgard. And I just picked him because he's drawn outside Bull by the Horns, to be perfectly honest with you.
That does help. So it's interesting. This horse, I had to do a little bit of investigative work, but as a woman, that's what we do. We're very good at doing that. So this horse did breeze at the OBS March sale, but he did not sell. So he is one that has 4 full siblings. None of them have won first time out. And he worked 10-1 at that sale. He's a very cheap-looking gun runner, in my opinion, Brian. I don't know why he didn't sell at OBS March. He was kind of lugging out at the sale, and I think some people will look at that. If you did see it, you go, oh, well, if he wasn't lugging out, he would have breezed faster than 10-1. But to me, he's just a bit cheap. And they keep breeding the same mare to the same, and that mare was actually okay on the grass. So
Dan
why
was
are you?
turf,
Why are you breeding to a gun runner? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Dan won the Hilltop of the Pimlico, either
Pimlico.
Rock-Eyed Susan Day or Preakness Day, one or the other. So
Yeah.
we'll see. These are the 2 horses in here that are supposed to take all the money now, especially
Absolutely.
with a very key scratch. You'll try to split the exacta with Hamdoon, who I did think was a little interesting for Team Mubarak. Blinkers will go on today.
Yeah, the Hammond race was a decent one, but this horse was every which way but sideways down the stretch.
No doubt.
Now we'll switch to an Apprentice, and Blinkers will go on. Sometimes when we get a muddy track, horses can kind of just lose it out there, especially
a young
babies.
horse.
Exactly.
Hey, let's take a look at the stat for D'Angelo, if you would, guys. This is on the 5 Pax Monday. First-time starter, obviously, 9%. So it's just not his thing. I mean, that's where he is everywhere. Yeah, 9%. Now, they're going to bet this horse, but if this horse is 4 or 5 to 1, he cannot win.
No.
The board tells you at this barn for sure, especially with the first-time starters. Rode Forever, they couldn't bet enough on. Won by the length of the stretch.
Yeah.
Those kind of horses
So
are going to
true.
get bet. So check that out here. Late pick 5 in race number 5, 5.5 on the Tapeta. It's a 12-5 claimer. 3-year-old fillies or fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. The outside horse, my long shot, the 9, Not Guilty, is out. Let's take a look at Samantha's late pick 5.
So I've got a long shot in
I
here
like it.
then.
Okay.
So we'll get into this in a second. Race 7, this is my best bet. Now, this is a race where I could have gone 4 deep, but I'm just going to play the hand that's maybe hot in this spot with Patty's Gift coming off of a maiden victory and doesn't face a lot of world beaters in that spot. Race 8, I have the 3 on top, Tessellate. I am going to use Willow Case and I am going to use Vita Mia. I had some room to spread, and I feel like sometimes with these filly races, they can get a bit funky, and in the finale, I've got the 8 on top. I'm using Cadence as well. The 5 and the 6 would be the next 2 I would use, which Ronnie did on his Rainbow 6 ticket.
Yeah, regardless of the surface, and it will be Tapeta. The 7 and the 8 are comfortably above. Now, the 5 Star Prince did run well. We'll get to it. Did run well. on Tapeta. Okay, back here in race number 5, you said you've got the long shot, so we'll let you start with these, again, 12-5 on the Tapeta here, and the 8. All right, Secret Victory.
Yeah, it's funny. I had Not Guilty on top at first, and I said, oh, I need to make a long shot, so I switched it to Secret Victory, but it was then your long shot.
Both would have gotten
So Secret Victory will now cut back in distance to the 5.5 furlongs. Now, he has been on this she has run across this distance and this distance in the past. It was first time out, so I got to give her some credit for that. Rogish is 6 for 17 with Tapeta sprints, and honestly, I think they're all from the Gerald Bennett barn.
Wow.
It seems like. So you look at this horse's form; she's just kind of stuck in neutral here.
Yep.
The No Mo Cookies race I watched again last night. I can't really make heads or tails of it, but we have Jose Ferrer. Let's just try to. She doesn't have a lot of early speed, but if she has any, Jose Ferrer is going to get it out of her.
Yeah, he's going to put her in the race early. I can't see her in front, but that's okay. With this post outside, you don't need to be in front. You just want to be close enough. Again, I scratch into the 5 Omo 10 girl. You want to talk speed, she's got it.
Yep.
Castro second off a layoff as well. I mean, the race goes through her.
Those were tough 17-5 races too. Really tough for the level.
Yeah, Vallesta and Ganesh are legit at that kind of level. No, I got Leprechana against Scratch Up. You know what I like about Leprechana last time? She showed a new dimension.
She did.
Coming down way down the crown of the track. You watched that race last time. That's why we tell you want to be down the crown on the Tapeta. The 1-2 finishers both ran on late. Pop Rocks, my old friend, she's dropping. She was against way tougher the last time on Tapeta.
Yeah, and then the dirt, she just was dreadful last
No.
time. And, of course, it was sloppy. Jose Morelos really just kind of wrapped up on her that day.
I agree. She's a player from off the
yeah.
pace. She's going to need a lot of hitting up front, though. Race number 6 kicks off the late pick 4. Again, we're off the turf in this $35,000 maiden claimer for the 2-year-old fillies. We'll go to the Tapeta. Let's take a look at my late pick 4. Scratch out the 5, Sonic Rocket. Big, robust field of 11. 4 deep for me. Race number 7, I'm on the 3, area code 501. One more try, but of course Samantha's pick. I do think the race goes through the 1 in there. I'm against all those sharp Susan gals. I'm going to use 3, but I think Vita Mia catches the group at the right time, maybe. And in race number 9, I am with Samantha. The drop on Cajolo is huge. Not to mention she showed speed for quite a long while and went overmatched against a special weight group. I like where he is at today for Team Palmer. Okay, back at race number 6 now. Again, scratch out the 5, Sonic Rocket, and here's Samantha with the 11, Zealot. The first Jose Castro might be about 84% after we get done with him today, if we have a good run of it.
That is, you could say that again. This is a race that I think a lot of people will see. It's such a full field and have no idea what to do with, but watching everything that I could on this race, the 11 Zealot, the work at the OBS April sale could win this race. Now, those famous last words. She worked 10 flat that day. She switched leads a couple times in the in the breeze, but nothing that was like huge. She's a $35,000 maiden at the end of the day, but she has some size to her, but in a good way. So I like this post. Sammy Camacho, we welcome him here. He spent the summer at Monmouth, did well there, so now we'll see him back in. We'll see. This is not a barn that when you look at the first turf stats, they're very good, but honestly, we're not even on the grass, so it doesn't matter.
Wow, this is kind of like the Barboza here in race 1, that I think this horse is probably a move up with the surface switch for sure. I'm on the 8, Frosty Bell. I left this replay in that you pulled up. It's a turf race, but I do want to show it because it's the debut of Little Gussie. She's the 4 today. Okay, she ran huge in here.
She did.
My horse, Frosty Bell, down the hard chase, the inside the whole way. She pays the price, and Macho Lady is going to be 5th. The debuter here, and that's Little Gussie, ran really, really well.
Exceptionally well. Little Frosty Bell just stays in her left lead the whole time. She did the same thing at the sale as well. Little Gussie ran huge here. She did not break that well at all. She just lagged back in the field. It's hard to, with the rails at 66 feet like they were that day, that's hard to make up that ground.
Yeah, and she was ahead about 2 jumps after the line.
Yep.
You know, oddly enough, though, in this full big field, there, at least on paper, and there are some first-time starters, there's no speed. I hope Frosty Bell got fried by the winner on the hard chase last time. I don't think she's going to have to work as hard today. Maybe, you know, Edgar Perez can get to the front in there. Maybe she can get brave. We'll see. We're only going 5 on the Tapeta, too. Certainly little Gussie, regardless of the surface switch. She's a big hitter. Dave Fox has started to meet very, very hot, too.
Yes.
Lulu McJett, the post is not ideal on the inside, but she kind of hinted that she could be okay on debut, too.
Yep, she did. She didn't break very sharp, but she drew that far outside on debut. That's tough. Unfortunately, now she draws the rail.
Yeah.
Hey, she's getting a lot of race experience.
Yep, I like the bullet on September 11th since that debut, and Nolan Ramsey freshens her a little bit. She's coming in off about 6 weeks rest. I like that as well. Late pick 3 in race number 7. It's the first leg of the Sunset 6 as well. We'll talk about that in a minute in the lightning round. 6 furlongs on a fast main track, $8,000 2Ls for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, and we'll start down on the inside with the horse to beat and the horse to catch, and that's the one Patty's Gift.
Well, the 6 furlongs on the dry land and on the sloppy land, it doesn't matter. She was able to handle both of those surfaces easy. Now she will take on winners for the first time. That can be a tough task, but she's in a good spot.
Yeah,
this is not a field to really be afraid of. We got the rail. Let's just break and go.
This is the type of group you want to face when you're facing winners. My pick is a 3, area code 501. We're going to show you the race. JJ Monet runs second. Who in the world is betting 5 Eyes on Michelle at 3 to 5 on a sloppy main track? I have no idea whatsoever. What I like about this race is with area code 501, and I've tried her a few times, admittedly. This will be the last time. She got back to a sprint last time.
Yeah.
And she gets run off her feet. She usually does. I get it. But I think she's going to be better now that it's at least behind her.
Yeah.
She gets an extra half furlong today, too.
That should help. You would think, right?
She's a price.
Yeah, she is. And you have a weight break with the apprentice aboard as well.
Yeah.
So.
The losses are just adding up for everybody. 5 Eyes on
yeah.
Michelle at 1 for 14, and your horse coming in off a win. That's a big deal to me. Fun one in the Hollandale Beach today. We'll stretch these gals out, the 2-year-old fillies, to a flat 1-turn mile on what is a fast main track right now, $75,000 on the line. A clean 6-pack. We'll start with you, and it's the Sharp Susan. It was on a sloppy track. We'll bring it up. The winner is Willow Case from Nowheresville at 27 to 1.
Whew, she was really impressive.
She was.
And she did everything very professionally, too. Now, Tessellate was kind of interesting because Tessellate started out the race pretty nicely and then dropped back, but then came back on again. The slop kind of makes this race a little bit hard to really gauge because Willow Case just absolutely loved this surface. I'm not so sure that Tessellate liked it all that much. Dakota's Lure, I think that she ran well. Sometimes horses that maybe don't have the most class can really handle an off track, and that's what. And I'm not saying Willow Case doesn't have any class because she has put together 2 wins in a row now, and it's very impressive. But I wonder what she'll do now if the playing field is a bit even.
I couldn't agree with you more. You have to play against her today. I mean, the problem is, too, now, you got 27 to 1 on August 9th. You know, she's 5 to 2, the third choice in this race. So, you know, you're going to have to take a much shorter price. I will say this. We ran the Proud Man that day, too, for the 2-year-olds. The Sharp Susan went 0.45 seconds faster.
Right.
It's a big deal. That's that's over 2 lengths. So while we're kind of poo-pooing the winner, it was a really fast race.
It was, yep.
It's on the same card in the same day as the 2-year-olds went.
Right.
So Tessellate, I do agree with you, but, you know, at the end of the day, she beat Florida Breds in slow time at 90 cents on the dollar. So, you know, we saw it the other day with Strategic Reserve, too. I mean, he won in slow time over nothing. Now you have to answer the bell a little bit. Here's your stat.
Interesting.
2-year-old third start sprinter route the past 5 years. That's a good one.
Yep.
Solid enough. 23%. So, you know, she's certainly bred for it by McKinsey out of a trap shop mare. So she's going to want more ground around to be sure. You know, Dakota's little R is interesting too, because if they go a little wild up front and this mile stretches your rubber band a little bit, she's going to come into play late.
Yep.
I would think, just based on how she ran late last time. Let's show you Vita Mia, a horse that, you know, I played her 2 starts back. I was not on her here. Now, Hot Diva, boy, she's kind of a bum. I just don't.
Yeah.
This is a good effort. And, oh, by the way, it's at a mile. That's a big deal.
Yeah, this was a huge race because she just kept on going.
Yes.
And she wasn't completely over the top. She's had nice progression. And like you said, she's the only one.
Big deal.
Yeah, who has won. Not only won, but if you take out that Police that has run twice now going a mile and 70 yards, this is the only horse that's won at the distance and has handled it very well.
No doubt. And she's perfectly drawn for
Yeah.
what she wants to do.
What is she going to do? Go to the front?
I don't think so. But I would assume Miguel's going to just look to his left and see who's going. I got to
Yeah.
believe Tesselate's going to go in here.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to see it out with her. And, you know, we see these races, they get stretched. This is a shorter field. You know, Triple Threat, who's 1,000,000 to 1 in here, she just went 46 flat.
Yeah.
So she's a long shot wild
Yep.
speed. She might go too. So I think they could go a little bit, and it's going to set Vita Mia up too, because she's, at least on paper to me, gets first run.
Right.
It's a compelling race for
It is,
sure.
yeah.
Off the turf for the finale, out to a $1.70, a mile 70 on the Tapeta. First leg of the Coast to Coast. Can't wait to bring that back. $25,000 maiden claimers. 2-year-olds go at it here. Everybody stuck together. That is the positive of the Tapeta when we are off the turf. We basically didn't lose anything today. We're on the same horse who gets the biggest drop in all of racing.
Well, this horse showed speed on debut, which is fantastic. He ran actually a pretty impressive race. The blinkers go on today. This outside post, not ideal on the Tapeta. Feels like it's a little bit better, though.
Way better. Yeah, you have no chance on the turf when you're
Right.
going a mile. It's practically insignificant on the Tapeta, especially when you've got speed.
Exactly.
Like this guy here, homebred for the Palmers. And it looks like, to me, Nick Palmer, at least on paper, you know, he's in a maiden special weight at 32 to 1. It gets the tightener out of the way.
Yep.
The old all systems go angle today. This is your exacta one way or the other. I'd be
Yeah.
very surprised if somebody can split Cadence and a Caholo Cassie here
Yep.
on a horse that's got a lot of experience.
Yep, that helps. Now we move to the Tapeta. The works across the Tapeta, well, at least we know that he can handle it. They
Yeah.
left the horse in, which is a good sign.
This is, to me, the first real chance this horse has had to win today,
fair.
because look at the 2 posts on the turf. He's not going to win the Royal Palm as a first-time starter.
No.
He's finally got a chance in here. I would think he puts his best foot forward. The move up could be the 5, Star Prince, albeit at 71 to 1. Did run second, routing on the Tapeta last time. That's important. You expecting more with distance on Tapeta for Don't Fire Joe?
Yeah, maybe. Joe Orsino's so much better second time
Right.
out, too. So I think that the fact that this horse, though, is a half to a horse like Obstreperous, who's very fast turf sprinting, and this horse can't cut it sprinting at all, is maybe a bad thing.
Did TJ really buy this horse for $5,000? That's awesome if they did.
I'll have to double check that, yeah.
Love that.
Because it might have been like a buyback
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They play at such a high level. It's kind of cool to
Yeah.
see. And, Joe Orsino and Edgard teaming up for
Yeah.
DJ. We know those connections and like them very, very well. Well, we zipped a little bit because the lightning round's fun today. As we always do, we'll start with the standings as we kind of get into this Sunshine Meet, the precursor for the championship meet.
Ooh.
Wowzers. How about that? Coming
Crazy.
up on, if I didn't know any better, I would say 2 months from yesterday.
Is it?
Thanksgiving Thursday.
Yeah,
It's got
you're
to be
right.
pretty darn right around there. Let's take a look at the standings now. And here's Edgard as sees sees the lead over Miguel Vasquez, who's off to a great start.
Yeah, Miguel is
Yeah.
really golf clapped at him. Really good start, and the podium's looking good as well.
Quiet winner around here. We like him. Let's take a look at the trainer standings now. And Jose D'Angelo has got a tenuous lead over Savvy. Heather Smallin, good to see her off to
Yeah.
a good start. And Dave Fox, I think Dave paid the price for such a really, really
Huge.
strong championship
Yep.
meet, because he had, for his standards, a very down Royal Palm meet. and now he's back. The horses, they cycle in and out because
Yeah.
they've got to, you run through your conditions, you're typically facing better.
Reef
So-
Runner down the hill tomorrow,
Reef
I
Runner
think.
down the hill, yeah. He's won a race out there in California.
Yeah.
Well, he finished first in a race out there in
Yes.
California. We led with Santa Anita as the opener because it's a good start to what we've got coming up. So our sister track has just got a phenomenal weekend, Breeders'
Yeah.
Cup preview, kind of weekend of racing, winning your in stuff. What is it? The Awesome Again is tomorrow, the Grade 1. So they have a great weekend of racing to get everyone to the Breeders' Cup out there. But they also are the back end of what we've got
Right.
between the coast to coast, and that's back today. So it'll be every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As Pete says, I think I got to pay him $5, but I got to say it, Overlay City.
Yeah.
He's got the patent on that, but there you can see it, retail only. What a great bet.
Dollar minimum, 15% low takeout. There's just not a better bet. People harp on, we want low takeouts, we want this, we want that. Well, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. It's a nice little window today, about 2.5 hours,
Yep.
2 hours and 23 minutes. So the new bet, okay, this is exciting as well, kind of mirrors the coast to coast in that it's
Yep.
also $1, it's also 15%, and it's also retail only. And if you're not really familiar with that kind of verbiage, that means there's no CAWs, computer assisted wagering in there. Last three at Santa Anita?
Yes, sir. Very fun. And it starts with race 7 here today at Gulfstream Park. Of course, on the East Coast, we kick it off first.
Yep.
So it'll be very fun. 7, 8, 9. So if you're playing the coast to coast and you like a horse in the 7th and you like a couple horses later at Santa Anita, then there you have it.
go. You know, Ronnie was in the office, came up with a 20-1 at Santa Anita.
Did he?
But he was he pulled
We're
me
playing it.
pulled
We're all
me aside, said I'm very excited about
All
this
right.
horse. So it's going to be every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
Anytime they're both racing, it will
There we
be
go.
offered. Yeah.
Always the last 3 races at each track. So
Yep.
take note of that. Your best bet today?
believe it's Patty's Gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down
off
on the
win.
inside for
Mhm.
Barboza. I am a little earlier. D'Angelo, first time with Try to Make Sense.
I like it. First time in the
No
barn.
long shot for me. What do you got working?
The same race you did have your long shot, Secret Victory.
Oh, yeah,
Gonna
right
cut
next
back for the
door.
second time. Yeah.
She also has a 30-1 on top earlier
Yeah.
on the card. I'll have to see. You got me worried now. You picked that
You
horse.
yeah,
and
you always stress about that, but it's
I
all
do
right.
stress about
Yeah.
that a little bit. That's
He
it.
cares about his job. It's a good thing.
Fun 9-race card today. Can't wait for Santa Anita. That's back as well. We'll kind of belly you up to them. What a great card, a weekend they have. Stakes galore and the two bets that kind of meet in the middle. I know you
Huge.
love the coast to coast.
Yes. A lot
As
of
well.
fun.
So we'll have some tickets for that stuff this weekend too. So that's pretty exciting as well. 23 minutes to first post. Pete Aiello upstairs with the scratches and the changes. Ronnie coming out for the opener. Great to have you aboard.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
Thanks